In this final presentation, we'll discuss the last element of the marketing mix, price. Price, of course, is the amount that an individual will pay to acquire an item. But more importantly, it's the cost that the company wants you to pay. It's what they believe you think it's worth. Price can be made up of many different factors, including quality, availability, demand, competition, perceived value, what consumers are willing to pay, and what the target market is able to pay. A product's perceived value is an evaluation of how much the product is worth to the consumer. Perceived value is not based on the price of the product itself, but rather it's based on what's gained or the benefits received by making the purchase. In order to determine a product's perceived value, a company must first get into the mind of the consumer and better understand why they're interested in the product. When setting the price of a product, many companies try to achieve a set profit. The profit margin is simply the amount of money made on a sale after the costs are deducted. These costs include the amount of money it takes to make or acquire the product, and in some cases, it includes the costs of advertising, research and development, and operations. While understanding profit margins and costs is a good place to start when pricing your product, there's no right way or one way to decide on a sale price. Next, we'll look at some various pricing strategies that companies use. A competitor-based pricing strategy suggests that you price your products in relation to your competitors. You can price in line with, above, or below your competitors. Two good examples of competitor-based pricing include retailers that offer price matching or retailers that change prices as soon as their competitors do. A cost-plus pricing strategy takes into account the manufacturer's cost and adds to it a specific profit amount. So, when the manufacturer's cost goes up, so does the retailer's. It's very common to see clothing stores, grocery stores, and department stores all using cost-plus pricing. As previously discussed in our promotion unit, discount pricing is a sales promotion used to encourage a purchase simply because it's on sale. When using a discount pricing strategy, stick to the rule of 100. If the item is less than $100, use a discount percentage like 25% off. But if the item is over $100, use the discount by a fixed dollar amount, like $20 off your purchase of $100 or more. This next strategy takes into account your target market. If you know who your most likely buyer is, you'll better understand what to charge them. Target audience identification factors include but are not limited to income, cost of living, and lifestyle purchases. A loss leader is a tool that retailers use to sell a product at or below the cost that they paid for it. So why, you ask, would a company sell a product without making any money on it? It's because they assume that by bringing in those consumers, they will still purchase other products and have a larger overall sale in the end. A premium pricing strategy purposely charges as high of a price as possible on select items. Companies that are known for high quality and high value products, especially in the fashion and technology industries, commonly use the premium pricing strategy. Price skimming is a technique when a company sets a high price early in the product's life and lowers it over time. Apple is a frequent user of the skimming technique. First, when an iPhone comes out, individuals known as early adopters are willing to pay as high of a price as possible to get their hands on the new device. Then, as competition gets better and new devices come out, it drives the price down, and individuals from the middle class can do the same. Studies have shown that consumers rationalize what they buy with what appears to be a good offer. This is known as psychological pricing. When looking at $99 versus $100, many individuals see one fewer digit in the number 99 and therefore think of a bargain. Many people also relate high price with high quality. And third, many people relate odd numbers equaling a bargain, whereas even numbers equal quality. A value-based pricing strategy bases the worth of an item on the market or other consumers and their perception of the product. Companies are constantly on the hunt to increase their brand image and brand identity. They do this by connecting stories with their products to hopefully increase the perceived value. Our final section discusses ethics in pricing. Ethics, of course, are guidelines for good behavior and are what help us determine what is right and what is wrong. Product pricing should be simple and easy to understand. It's unethical for a company to deliberately mislead customers about their prices. In the late 1800s, antitrust laws were established to help dictate how businesses should act and interact with their customers so as to protect them from unfair business practices. A few years later, in 1914, the Federal Trade Commission was created to promote competition in the United States and to discourage monopolies. Bid rigging is an unfair and unethical business practice where a partnership between bidders or multiple individuals to fix the outcome of a purchase is used. Another unfair and unethical business practice is price fixing. This is when competing businesses agree on a price to sell a product, oftentimes with the intention of limiting other competitors. Our last unethical technique is price gouging. This is when there's an increase in the price of a product that has grown in demand due to an emergency. And if you'd like an example, simply look around during the COVID-19 pandemic. There's plenty to see.